Less movie, stop complaining. Less movie, you should also put in your effort for the laid-off employees.
Misunderstood, the husband went to the rooftop. Les movie wanted to end his painful life, but he feared no one would care for her. He eventually dragged his weary body back home. Seeing her husband in pain on the sofa, the wife knew he must care for himself. She might forever lose the man who loved her dearly, so she pressured him to quit, citing divorce.
If you don't resign, I will divorce you.
The next day, he handed in his resignation. Unexpectedly, his boss denied it, saying he had to be handwritten. With no choice, he measured the depths with a ruler. After a night awake, he wrote proper resignation. The next morning, the wife took her husband's hint. They got ready to visit the company together. It was the wife's first time riding the busy morning subway. The pressure made her feel entirely uneasy. She finally saw the stress her husband bore for years. Thank you for your hard work, husband.
Do you really think so?
I truly mean it. You're amazing, husband.
Sunny, you can say that.
I'm truly happy.
Just a few simple words from the wife struck the husband's years of endurance at once. The joy of being understood by a loved one made him cry uncontrollably in the crowd. As the husband resigned, the burden at home fell onto the wife's shoulders. She sent her work to various comic publishers, but each time they were discarded like trash. While returning home, the wife reminisced about the past. After graduating high school, she dreamed of becoming a cartoonist, so she came to Tokyo to study drawing with her dreams. However, there were many confident and talented people there. This gradually made her, who was already negative, feel inferior. Just when she was about to give up, a person praised her for her unique talent in comics, and that person was her husband. But not to disappoint her husband, she started drawing comics seriously. She finally debuted as a comic artist in a magazine. Leo's movie, but she couldn't survive on comics alone. At that moment, her husband proposed to her.
Sad comic, focus on your comics. I'll support you. That was her husband's marriage proposal.
Now, her husband developed depression due to overwhelming stress. Leo's movie, she silently got to help him recover. She must help her husband get back on his feet. In the days that followed, the wife made tasty meals for her husband daily. She walked and chatted with him in the yard. When she noticed her husband bonding with the turtle, the wife quickly biked and brought it home. She would do anything if her husband liked it. With his wife's company and care, his condition showed notable improvement. Leo's movie, it was thought he would recover quickly, but with the changing weather, his illness started to resurface. He often immersed himself in his own world, standing in the yard watching the snowflakes fall. It's just sitting on the couch and self-pity, feeling guilty towards my wife and society, watching her husband anxious and restless, her eyes filled with sorrow and concern. To help her husband relax, she urged him to lie on the floor and roll around, just like her, not thinking about anything or doing anything. Leo, just like the pet lizard at home, but her husband remained unmoved. He was still lost in his own emotions. He believed it was all his fault.
I'm truly sorry for you, sad comic. Because of me, you don't have time to draw comics. I feel like such a useless person.
Watching her husband crying under the covers, with tears in her eyes, she felt helpless. A few days later, her husband's condition changed again, from insomnia to sleeping all the time. Daily, aside from meals and restroom breaks, he remained in bed the rest of the time. Seeing this, she said nothing. She quietly lay beside him while he slept. 26. Because neither of them had a job, Leo's movie indicated their savings were running out. The wife, Leo's movie left her hoping for success in comic creation, so she resubmitted her work to the comic team. Back then, it was met with harsh rejection. Desperate, the wife holding that tear said,
Leo says my husband has depression. Please give me a job. Leo says please.
The editor was touched by her sincerity. She was given a job illustrating, for the wife felt kindness from the outside world. In the evening, back home, she told her husband about it. Seeing her strength for him, he felt deeply moved and happy. His condition began to improve. On that day, his wife was working late. He noticed a mistake in the printed illustrations. He urged her to call the publisher immediately, but she impatiently told him to just make the call.
I can't make the call.
Leo's message, if you can't, just shut up.
Faced with his wife's sudden fury, the husband froze, unsure what to do. He quietly took a towel and went to the bathroom. Curling up in his laptop, he tried to control his nearly collapsing emotions, but endless despair overwhelmed his rationality. He tied the towel into a rope and put it over his head. Fortunately, his wife arrived just in time to prevent a tragedy. You were so busy earlier.
Yeah, that kept bothering you.
I truly hate that part of me. If I weren't here, everyone would be at ease. Lounging here, I feel so tense all over. Can I still stay here?
You can stay here.
I'm sorry, husband.
After this, the wall was right beside her. Leo's murder. She captured her fragile husband. She illustrated their daily fight against depression.
Leo's movie when she showed these comics to the editor.
The wife thanked the editor with joy. When the husband learned his wife was about to publish their comic, he handed her a notebook. The husband documented his feelings every day since staying sick in a diary.
Tuesday, April 12th. After weeding the yard and coming back to my senses, 2 hours had passed. I'm so glad Sonny praised me.
But my back hurt so much.
Wednesday, May 18th. Sorry for making you worry today, Sonny. It's always been right there, unchanged. Sometimes it feels hard to find. Actually, if you search carefully, it's within reach. I really thought it was gone. I have you by my side. Today, I finally realized this. Thank you so much, Sonny.
Her husband's diary was like a warm spring soothing her heart. Turns out, he never stopped fighting his depression. She was the light guiding him out of darkness, but he was also the lighthouse that guided her forward. A year went by in a flash. His depression slowly began to improve. Her career also started to brighten. They attended this year's anniversary reunion together. He trembled as he thanked her for everything.
Without her unwavering support,
he might have lost hope long ago. She gazed at her husband beside her. Her eyes were filled with tenderness and emotion.
Whether in health or sickness, whether in wealth or poverty, I love him deeply. I respect him. I soothe him. I help him.
she reread their wedding vows.
Just as their vows stated, they became true partners. She remembers when her dreams first began, her husband gave her support and praise, allowed her the freedom to pursue her own path. She also remembers when one was suffering. The diary still has daily entries. Love is